The moment we stop lying to ourselves, recovery begins. Honesty. It's one of the simplest words we'll ever hear in recovery, and one of the hardest to live by. When we first come into the rooms, many of us believe we already are honest. We think, I don't lie the way I used to. I'm not cheating or stealing anymore. I'm doing better. And that's true. But recovery invites us into a deeper kind of honesty. Not just about what we do, but about who we are. For many of us, honesty didn't come naturally. We learned to hide long before we ever picked up a drug. We hid fear behind anger. We hid pain behind pride. We hid loneliness behind 1,000 different masks, just trying to make it through another day. Hi, my name is Steve, and this is On Life's Terms. Lies we lived by. In active addiction, lying became survival. We lied to others to protect our using. We lied to ourselves to protect the illusion that we were in control. The disease whispered, "You're fine, you can handle it, you don't have a problem." And for a long time, we believed it. But in recovery, the truth becomes our lifeline. Because the moment we stop being honest, we step back into the shadow where our disease lives, and it waits for us there. Honesty is the first spiritual principle tied to the first step for a reason. We admit we are powerless. We admit that our lives have become unmanageable. That admission, that single act of honesty, is the crack where light begins to enter. The first glimpse of truth. For some of us, honesty starts small. It begins with something as simple as saying, "I need help." Those 3 words can feel heavier than any confession, but that's where healing starts. In meetings, we begin hearing others tell the truth, sometimes raw, sometimes messy, always real. And something inside us recognizes it. We feel a spark of freedom in someone else's honesty. And maybe for the first time, we start to believe that truth could set us free too. But honesty isn't just about admitting our past. It's about living in truth today. That means showing up when we say we will. It means not pretending to be okay when we're not. It means being willing to hear feedback, even when it stings. It means being real, even when being real feels uncomfortable. The subtle forms of dishonesty. The longer we stay clean, the more layers of dishonesty we uncover. We start to see the little ways our ego sneaks in, how we bend the truth to look good, how we minimize our past in a situation, how we avoid certain truths because they demand change. Sometimes dishonesty isn't a lie, it's silence. It's what we don't say when we should speak up. It's pretending that resentment doesn't exist, pretending that we're fine when we're hurting inside. Real honesty calls us to risk being known. It asks us to show our imperfections and trust that we'll still be loved. And that's terrifying, but it's also how we grow. Building integrity. When we start to practice honesty, we begin to build something we've never had before. Integrity. Integrity means that our inside world and our outside world start to line up. What we say matches what we do. Who we are in meetings is who we are at home. The masks begin to fall away, and the person underneath starts to heal. There's a reason the literature tells us that honesty is the foundation of our recovery. Without it, the steps don't work. Without it, sponsorship becomes surface level. Without it, we may stay clean for a while, but we'll never get free. Because dishonesty doesn't just separate us from others, it separates us from ourselves. And self-deception is one of the disease's favorite tools. The truth about relapse. The truth is, most of us don't relapse because we suddenly forget how bad it was. We relapse because we stop being honest about how we're doing. We stop admitting when we're struggling. We start saying, I'm fine, when we're not. We let the little lies creep back in. The lies that whisper, I don't need to call my sponsor today. Or, I can skip that meeting. Or, I'll deal with this later. Those lies build a wall between us and recovery until one day the truth can't reach us anymore. Honesty is how we tear that wall down, one truth at a time. Layers of truth. In early recovery, being honest might mean telling our sponsor that we used. Later, it might mean admitting that we're lonely, even after years clean. Or that we're afraid, jealous, or resentful. Or that we still struggle to trust others. Each level of honesty brings a deeper level of freedom, because every time we tell the truth, we give our disease one less place to hide. The fifth step, admitting to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs, is one of the most powerful exercises in honesty we'll ever experience. For many of us, it's the first time we've ever spoken our whole truth out loud. And what we find isn't punishment, it's grace. Our secrets lose their power. Our shame starts to melt away. We discover that we can be known and still be loved. Humility and self-reflection. Honesty also means looking at the patterns that still run our lives, not to judge ourselves, but to understand them. It means being willing to ask, where am I still pretending? Where am I hiding behind fear or pride? Where am I being less than truthful with myself or others? This kind of honesty isn't easy. It requires humility, another spiritual principle closely tied to the truth. It means admitting when we're wrong, even when we'd rather be right. It means saying I don't know when we don't. It means being transparent about our motives, especially when they're mixed. And honesty doesn't always feel good in the moment. It can sting. It can be humbling. But it always leads to clarity, and clarity leads to peace. Living honestly. As we grow in recovery, honesty becomes more than a moral choice. It becomes a way of life. It shows up in our relationships, our jobs, and the way we talk to ourselves. We stop needing to hide because we stop living in shame. We learn that the truth, even when it's painful, is never our enemy. In fact, honesty is love in action. When we tell the truth, even hard truths, we give others permission to do the same. We create safety in our groups, in our friendships, in our homes. And we model a kind of courage that invites healing, not only for us, but for everyone around us. Sometimes honesty sounds like, I'm struggling today. I'm scared. I need help. Other times it sounds like, I was wrong. I hurt you and I want to make it right. Or even, I'm proud of myself and that's okay. The reward of truth. When we're honest, we start trusting ourselves again. We stop second-guessing every decision because we know we're acting from truth. That self-trust becomes the foundation of serenity. The world outside may still be chaotic, but inside we begin to feel steady because truth doesn't shift with every storm. The miracle is that honesty doesn't just reveal who we are, it reveals who we're becoming. Each day we live in truth. We get closer to our authentic selves, the people we were always meant to be before the disease took over. So what does honesty look like today? It might look like calling your sponsor and saying what's really on your mind. It might look like admitting a fear you've never said out loud. It might look like apologizing, forgiving, or setting a boundary. It might even look like saying, I'm okay, when, for once, you truly are. The freedom of truth. Honesty is the heartbeat of recovery. It's how we stay connected to our higher power, to the fellowship, and to our true selves. It's how we build lives that are real, not perfect, but real. And maybe that's the most beautiful part of all. When we live honestly, we discover the truth isn't something to fear. It's something to trust. Because in the end, honesty doesn't just save our lives, it gives our lives meaning. And every time we speak it, live it, and share it, we help another addict find their way out of the dark and into the light of freedom. If this message speaks to your heart, if you're walking the path of recovery and learning to live in truth, subscribe to On Life's Terms for more stories, reflections, and spiritual principles in action. Every view, every share, and every comment helps carry the message further. One addict, one heart, one day at a time.